Congressman Devin Nunes says incidents of alleged corruption associated with Joe Biden may lead to his resignation from office should he be elected. One America's Hines has more from Washington.
Of course, you are the senior GOP member of the House Intelligence Committee. A lot of news, this laptop, which has been unearthed from a computer repairman in Delaware. What do you make of that, and are you surprised by some of the information coming out now which seems to link the former vice president with his son and some of the activities he was engaged in with some foreign actors, including Burisma, that Ukrainian gas company?
Well, I'm not surprised at all that the Bidens were knee-deep in Burisma and taking money from foreign governments. I think we knew that. We knew there was a lot of shady business dealings going on because, look, most people don't get paid, whether it was $50,000 a month or $183,000 a month. Most Americans don't get paid that kind of money. And then, of course, we had the vice president on tape bragging about how he got the prosecutor fired. And then going back to the time of the impeachment hoax and the Ukraine impeachment hoax that I was in the middle of, we had actually seen other news stories from the fake news where it looked like it was Clinton opposition research that she had dumped on Biden in 2015, talking about some of this corruption and potential corruption in Ukraine. And we think that's why Joe Biden decided not to run back in 2015 against Hillary Clinton. But what did surprise me is that now that we've had investigators on our investigative team looking at this, from our understanding, the computer technician actually brought this forward late last year in 2019, actually in August of 2019, precisely because of what was in the news. And the fact that he took it to the FBI, assuming that that was going to get to the United States Congress, when, for God's sakes, they were impeaching the President of the United States of America. So that shocks me more. Total malfeasance by the FBI. It just goes to show you that, unfortunately, and I'm not going to say that everybody at the FBI or DOJ has a problem, but clearly there's a leadership problem there. And I think what people have to do that want to be whistleblowers or informants, they're going to have to, number one, take it to the FBI, but number two, also take it to your congressman or your senator, someone who you trust if you want, the legislative branch and the judicial branch and the executive branch of the United States government to actually investigate something. Because it's clear the FBI doesn't seem interested at all in investigating Democrats.
When President Trump pressed candidate Biden, nominee Biden in the debate, whether or not he had received any remuneration from Ukrainian sources, foreign sources, he gave a blanket denial. And I'm wondering if that strikes you as a credible blanket denial.
Well, look, I think there's the amount of corruption level is unprecedented. I always say that at least the Clinton people were smart enough to build a foundation. They had walls of lawyers. What this looks like is they were very, very clumsy. They were taking money from, our biggest adversaries in the world, right? China, Russia, anybody this is important, I think, for your audience to understand and the American people to understand. If anyone takes $3.5 million from a Russian oligarch, any American, you will be investigated immediately. Immediately. Think about that for a second. So you have the son of the vice president, $3.5 million. Those transactions are all tracked. They're all followed. Nothing ever happened to him. So, yeah, I mean, there's a major corruption problem here. Look, my guess is that, Biden will not last long, largely because the socialists, they'll turn on each other. So I think they'll eat their own, so to speak. So if Biden was to win, my prediction is that he will probably be resigning quickly for healthcare reasons or something, I would think.
Well, Congressman Nunes, it's good to talk to you from the Central Valley of California, the bread basket, and I guess maybe the fruit basket too, of the solar system, the San Joaquin Valley. It's good to catch up with you just ahead of the election here. Thank you, sir. Good to talk to you.
Always a pleasure, John. Thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Visit OANN.com for immediate access to all the clips you've been waiting to see.